Hey guys, and welcome back to Gregtech New Horizons. So last episode we entered the LV age and we crafted our first few LV machines. Between episodes I did also add the lathe in here, mainly to save on the steel. And speaking of steel, we did also add another bricked blast furnace here for steel production, although we have no reliable way yet to fuel these things. So the plan for this episode is to get these coke ovens we set up last time fully up and running. I would like to have these automated with item and also fluid input and output. We are also going to need a way to buffer creosote oil and also the charcoal that we get out of these. The charcoal is going to be used for the blast furnaces, and the creosote oil we're actually going to be burning for steam. So to start automating the coke ovens, we're going to need some tin item pipes and fluid pipes, although even though the quest recommends wooden, I don't think the throughput on these things is going to be enough for the amount we have. To unlock this quest though, we need to complete You're Gonna Hate This 1 and 2. You're Gonna Hate This 1 is for the conveyor module, and You're Gonna Hate This 2 is for the first LV pump. I think all we're missing for this is some tin screws, and I believe we have the materials for 2 of these things already. Let's make sure we do it in the work table to lock in the recipe. So both of these items open up a whole slew of options for us, which we'll get to eventually, but first of all, let's work on these coke ovens. And yeah, the quest here even calls for 11 more of these at the bottom, and 10 more pumps, so we've got a lot of crafting to start us off today. Hopefully we have enough materials for this. So just before we flesh out our coke ovens, I did actually go ahead and craft the assembling machine, which is another awesome addition to our array of machines tucked away in the corner here. But for the coke oven setup, we're going to need another big iron tank to buffer both the steam and the creosote oil. Rather than using this expensive recipe here with the iron screws and plates, we can actually do it in the assembler with just 2 iron plates and a circuit. So that's going to save a ton of iron when making these tank walls. Similarly, we can do it with the water tank sidings, which is how we collect our water here in LV. The only catch with this though is that we need refined glue to do it in the assembler. In the long run it does save on sticky resin or slime. We could also do slime as another option you guys commented, but I think we're going to do this route instead. It does save on an extra iron rod. However, to make refined glue, we are going to need another LV machine, which is the centrifuge, and we can centrifuge our sticky resin to give us 100 litres of refined glue. By the way, I don't know why they use litres in this, it's a bit weird. I think it is the same as millibuckets, I could be wrong about that, but anyways, this also gives us our raw rubber dust, which we can use for rubber, the fluid rubber, and plant balls, which I think will be useful later on. But yeah, to get our centrifuge we need another 4 circuits. And if we're going to be crafting circuits, I want to do extra because I would also like to pick up the chemical reactor for rubber. If we check the alternate recipes for rubber, the fluid, we can do raw rubber dust and tiny piles of sulfur, and then we can use our molten rubber through the assembling machine we just crafted to coat all of our cables. So both of those machines combined will save us on a lot of sticky resin over there. Now it's just a matter of crafting a whole lot more circuits. Meanwhile, I did also gather some more sand and clay to process through the alloy smelter to give us the coke oven bricks, which should be enough to finish out the last of the multi-blocks over there. Well, after about 40 minutes of crafting here, we have our chemical reactor. And if I remember the recipe right, this should be our centrifuge. 2 quests, just like that. Nice. Actually, let's turn this thing off. Yeah, I did hook up some redstone here to automate the smeltery. It's just a very basic comparator clock, just to pulse the faucet. And the smeltery right now is what I'm using to recycle the excess steel that we get out of the lathe. So the lathe will produce small piles, which we turn into dust, but we can't smelt steel dust in the furnace. It has to go through the smeltery, so yeah, I've been melting our steel in here. It's also useful for things like the aluminium, which I'm casting out right now. But yeah, all of these LV machines are cramped away in this corner here. I hope today we can get these things moved. And one thing is also becoming clear here, we can't really put it off anymore. To actually run these things, we're going to need some more temporary steam generation. I think it's probably time for another few of these high pressure solar boilers until we can get the max size multi-block boilers up and running. Yeah, let's see if we got enough silver for that thing. And remember, silver is something we can only get in small ores. at least in the overworld. So we got 8 silver plates here, and I think we got some more ingots in this chest. Oh yeah, we should have enough for at least another one of these things. Maybe we can make 2. Why does this compressor take 30 seconds per brick? This is... Oh, we're definitely going to want upgraded machines soon. But while we're waiting on that thing, we can actually collect 2 more loot bags. We should really save these things, but some regeneration potions and 2 cells of diesel. Well, it could be better, it could be worse. Well, it turns out we have enough silver for 2 of these things. Made up some more reinforced glass, 3 triple silver plates, and some steel pipes at the bottom. Bam, there's 2 more solar boilers. Let's go hook these things up. So we extend along our water line here. We absolutely don't want an explosion. Place the 2 solar boilers. Oh yeah, that's much more steam production. Nice. So since we are now also going to be working with fluids in these LV machines with the centrifuge and chemical reactor, let me do some rearranging to accommodate for that. So for the time being, I think this configuration of the LV machines can work. We got our wire mill at the bottom, lathe, bending machine, chemical reactor, assembling machine, and centrifuge. We are going to also craft up a few iron chests, which I think is also a quest. Hold on, what do we want here? I think we want the wood to iron chest upgrades. This will be nice for some of these chests. Yeah, I think we'll upgrade these ones to iron. Anyway, the other chest is going to sit right in the middle here. This is going to be the output of the assembling machine, the lathe, the bending machine, and the wire mill. We just have to set item auto output in the machine UI. And it should automatically send all the items into this chest. Oh, but we can't open this one. Oh no! I thought iron chest could be opened with something on top. Well, in that case, we're going to swap this out with a slightly larger chest, which I think can be opened, yeah. And that way it can store all of the outputs of our machines. I think we will also have to pick up another steam turbine to produce some more EU. But in any case, now that we have the basic LV machines, we can now craft all the things we need for the coke ovens out there a lot easier. So I'm going to work on all the piping we need, also gather the materials for some more of these water tanks, and I guess I've still got an area back there to clear as well. So it's been about 4, maybe 5 hours by now, just grinding away on this thing, but it's coming together slowly. Ignore all the cobblestone here, it's just for getting around, but basically we have our 24 coke ovens set up now. I still haven't cleared the space here because I'm thinking actually of moving the water tanks, and I'll explain that later on, but we do have most of these things hooked up. Just missing a few more fluid pipes on top here, and I'm really hoping these bronze fluid pipes are going to be enough. I would think so, but you never know. Same with the iron pipes, we have small iron pipes I think we're using. I really hope those are going to be enough. I guess we're going to find out later on though. So yeah, all of these bronze fluid pipes are going to be for the creosote oil outputs. We are still missing pumps on each one of the connection points here. These coke ovens do not automatically export their fluid contents into the pipe, so crafting 24 pumps is going to be very expensive. And we'll need just as many conveyor modules on each one of these tin iron pipe connections to be able to pull the charcoal out. But all of the items are separated into rows here, and these go down below where they connect up to that drawer right in the middle there. So this will hold our charcoal output. We still have to set some sort of input. I'm thinking about putting another drawer on top. All the bronze pipes are then connected to this new railcraft tank here, which is going to store our creosote oil. So yeah, right here is already so many stacks of metal. It's unbelievable. I had to go mining several times for this, and we're still not done. I did also pick up another basic steam turbine. Ideally, we would want a few more of these things, and I also added another high-pressure solar boiler. But I don't really want to spend too many more resources doing this when we're just about to upgrade. But I guess we haven't really talked about how we're going to generate steam once we have all of this creosote oil. The railcraft boilers here can burn any type of fuel. There's a solid and liquid version for steam, although they are not quite as efficient as using this Gregtech version. Now, this large bronze boiler is... I mean, we're kind of jumping the gun going for this thing, and it's going to be a lot of bronze. Like, a lot of bronze to get this thing up and running. But honestly, I'm tempted just to skip straight to this thing. Oh, wait a second, this takes MV circuits. Hold on, we may have a problem here. I didn't notice this before. Maybe there's a reason it was gated in the quest book. I mean, we could technically go for this. Yeah, we can almost make these MV circuits. We'll have to make diodes somehow. Molten glass, wafers, and fine copper wire. Oh, and for this we need lubricant and a cutting machine. Well, that kind of throws a spanner in the works then. Maybe we should just go for these railcraft boilers. Okay, you know what? We're going to go for it. For science. If anything, it's going to let you guys know what not to do in this pack. If it pays off, then we'll end up with a more efficient system, and we're going to have fun doing it, which is the most important thing. But right now, it's a blood moon outside, and if you're not aware of the blood moon, it reduces the range at which mobs can spawn, the minimum range, and I think they also ignore light level, and we're already taking damage from something. Oh, that was the steam. Yeah, and you can't sleep through this night as well, so hopefully we survive. So first order of business when it turns day, I'm going to craft up the covers we need, so the pumps and the conveyors, so that we can set the input and output of our coke ovens. And then we'll see if we can get these first circuits here. Hello, zombie. You see this iron amount here, 42 iron. This is going to be nowhere near enough. So before we craft all these covers, we are going to have to go mining for iron again. And this spot right down here below the copper is where tin is supposed to be, and we have 0. So similarly, we're going to have to go for tin as well. However, the tin vein that we were using, this garnetin vein, we have completely used all of that up. So actually, I didn't even notice this one on the left here. Oh no, guys. A drowned creeper got me. We're stuck in one of us, I was wondering why I was drowning there. Oh, this is not good. We're stuck in a cave somewhere and, oh, there's gonna be silverfish all over the place. Yep, there they are. Okay, we hide. We hide. Ninja skeleton. Oh. Yeah, I'm not staying here. We're leaving. Okay, we got our ore finder 1 configured. Let's have a little wander about this mountainside. Hopefully there's another tin vein here. Oh, it's calling out to us. We found it. Just need to find the center of the chunk here. Looks to be right here. Aha, we found it. Nice. Time to dig a hole. Oh yeah, this is a big space we've dug out, but it did leave us with 10 stacks of cassiterite sand. Time to get all this processed. So I know that most of you guys have been recommending either the multi-block macerator or just spamming a bunch of the steam macerators. But since we need all this metal right now, I'm just going to throw it through the furnace. I mean, we can always mine more, there's a whole world of ore out there, so... And that's also part of the reason why I'm going so big with the steam. I want it to be robust enough so that we can do things like spam a bunch of macerators and have a really good early ore processing. Oh yeah, I also made up the wrong pipes here, so I'm melting those back down to tin, which is probably why we have 0. That was a little oopsie right there. Anyways, once all this is through the furnace, we then have to go for iron as well. Yeah, for sure, we're going to need some more iron. And I think there is an iron vein near here. I mean, there's loads of iron veins around here. So yeah, I'm going to go dig another hole. So before we go for the iron, I'm going to kick off some of this tin that's already smelted and make some more bronze. So for the extra iron ingots, we're at a banded iron ore vein. And this will be nice as we get some malachite mixed in, which is copper ingots. I mean, we have a decent amount of copper, but we're going to be using it all, so it'll be nice to pick up a little bit, as well as the iron here. And one more scar in the world has left us with 16 stacks of tin and just over 9 stacks of iron ingots. Before we start crafting though, we're going to pick up another LV machine in the form of the fluid solidifier. I think we'll need some more cable to hook this up. Luckily we have some spare. The power of batch crafting. And this machine we're going to put right next to our chemical reactor. So the reason I picked this up is for rubber sheets. If we grab our mold in here, which I think we should have a sheet mold. The plate mold? I think that's the same thing. Yeah, so instead of sending the rubber to the right hand side to the assembling machine, which we use here for coating cable, we can instead switch it on the left hand side and import to the fluid solidifier, put in our plate mold, and this gives us much more efficient rubber sheets. Well, I don't think the fluid solidifier itself is more efficient, it just gives us a way to process the fluid rubber, which is more efficient doing it in the chemical reactor like this. And the reason we need so many is it takes 6 per conveyor module, no matter which recipe you use here. So yeah, I mean we can use styrene butadiene rubber or silicon rubber, but we are like 2 tiers away from unlocking this, so this is like a whole chemical process, which we'll get to one day, but it's not now. Polydimethylsiloxane, I remember doing this in Omnifactory. Anyways, yeah, back to crafting more of these conveyors and pumps. Oh, and I just realised here, this also takes rubber rings for the pumps. I'm pretty sure we can also do this in a fluid solidifier. Yeah, look at that, that's awesome. And it only takes 36 litres as well, which is considerably less than doing it with a full rubber sheet with the knife here in the crafting table. Okay, so after some more crafting and gathering, we have our 12 conveyor modules. We're going to start off with 12 of these things. The 24 coke ovens I have planned here is enough for 2 boilers actually, so yeah, we can afford just hooking up half of these coke ovens for now. So 12 conveyor modules, we need the same amount of pumps, which are much more difficult to craft. Oh, I forgot about these tin rotors and screws. So we are currently about halfway through the craft of the LV pumps. I'm just waiting on a few more machines processing. I realised that we need a few extra conveyors to put on the drawer itself. These things we're going to set to import. I think we want this on import. But yeah, the spruce wood is going to be in here. Oh right, I didn't think about that actually. This drawer needs either locked or primed with a piece of charcoal, so that doesn't happen. Yeah, we still can't really afford the drawer key. I mean, we probably can at this point, but yeah, the drawer key isn't easy to craft up. But yeah, that took out all of the wood from there. I don't know where it put it though. It looks like it all went into the one coke oven, so I mean, we do still have to find a way to actually farm wood, which is another issue entirely. But it's good to know that at least these conveyors do actually work for this thing. Now we have to put some on the underside here. This one we absolutely want to allow input so that the wood can enter through the bottom. And then we also want to import the charcoal back into this drawer here. Or no, this drawer at the bottom, yeah. And it looks like it done that actually. Yeah, there was another 32 in there. It's taken up to the full stack in this drawer. Nice. We still don't know yet if these pipes are going to be big enough or can handle enough items. I guess the only way to test that is to hook up all of them. Alright, check it out. We got our 12 LV pumps. Actually, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. We had a lot of the preparations already in place for those things. But yeah, these are going to be placed on all of these bronze pipes here. And I've also made sure to limit the output to make sure that all of the creosote oil flows this way. I guess we also need to limit this pipe as well. Yeah, so that it doesn't flow backwards out of this one. But yeah, this electric pump we want on block input, ignore redstone, and then import into the system. That should take all the creosote oil out. And is our tank filling up? Hopefully once the fluid reaches there. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, this looks awesome when you import from the top. Now we just have to hook up the rest of them. Oh no, mistakes were made. I planted the wrong sapling here. I thought these redwood saplings were the smaller ones, not these ones. So to get the oak here, I was planning on just using the lumber axe and going kind of crazy with these trees, but this is not the right type of tree I wanted. And if we leave it here, we're going to have massive dark spots, so we definitely can't have mobs spawning on top of there and falling down on us, so it may result to just burning it down, but then there's going to be inevitably floaty bits up there, and we can't have that either, so I mean, at least we can use this in the coke ovens. Yeah, see, look at that, we already got our first spider here. Oh, and now there's gravity mobs, look at that. Oh, this is bad, this is really bad. There's something incredibly satisfying about this. Look at that. It does leave a mess up there, but that's awesome. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, that was 30 levels. You see those 2 dev markers down there? I bet you can imagine what happened. I've been at this for a good hour. I mean, look at the times on this. One's at 9 PM, one's at 10:16. Oh, this tree is deceptively large. I mean, you look at it from below and you'd realise how big it is. When you're actually up here. Anyways, I think that was the last log up here. I really hope those leaves despawn on their own once they update. Anyways, with the cleanup out of the way, I think it's time to start looking at this bronze boiler. I would like to at least get one of these things up and running today. So the prerequisite quest for this is good circuits, and that is this quest here for the MV circuits. So I was having another look at these MV circuits, and for these good circuit boards, we can actually just do this with gold wire and phenolic circuit boards, which takes refined glue. I looked at this before with the Gregtech glue, but we can actually just use the refined glue we're getting from the Centrifuge. I placed a little tank here just to buffer this thing. So we are going to need to make up some wood pulp, which is just pulverizing any type of wood item. And we just cut down a massive tree, so wood is not a problem for us right now. I'm also making up 2 stacks of gold wire here. Oh, this chest is almost full. Yeah, gold is not something we have a lot of, but as far as I can tell, wire is the only use for us at the moment. Oh, but we haven't unlocked the circuit quest yet. Yeah, first of all, we need some glue. It wants it specifically in these IC2 cells. To make our cells, we make it in the alloy smelter with this casing mold, along with some tin ingots. This gives us the tin casings, and then 4 tin casings in the assembler gives us a cell. So apparently the quest book doesn't like this glue for some reason. It does say that it's GT glue and not TIC glue. As far as I know, this is Gregtech glue. Oh, thank you, Onion on Discord. You can craft between the 2 different versions of the cells from IC2. I'm really not sure what the difference is here, but these ones here should give us the glue quest. There we go. So yeah, now that we got our glue, we stick this inside our assembling machine and fill it with the wood pulp. This may require circuit, yeah, circuit 1. Oh man, I love this feature of being able to control the circuits within the machine. Alright, is it running? I think it is, just very slow recipe. Oh wait, apparently we made a muffler upgrade. I think that's because we had the iron plates in there as well. Yeah, look at that, wood pulp and iron plates on circuit 1 gives the muffler upgrade. Interesting. We are now making our circuit boards though. Craft these up with our gold cables to give us the good circuit boards. And we are locked behind the quest diodes here. Where's the diode quest? Ah, here is the diode quest. Oh, this looks like it's going to be a bigger rabbit hole than I first imagined. Do we really need the electrolyzer for this? Yep, it looks like it. We need small piles of gallium arsenide dust. Unless we make the wafer, but the wafer requires monocrystalline silicon boules, and this requires a blast furnace. So we'll be using the gallium arsenide dust first. So yeah, it looks like we need to craft up an electrolyzer, which means 2 more circuits, and since we need the LV circuits to craft MV circuits, yeah, we need 3 LV electronic circuits per MV, and we need 4 MVs for the boiler. So that's going to be 12 LV circuits right there, plus another 2 for the electrolyzer. And we're going to need a few more as well, so I think I might just make up, I don't know, 24 circuits. Alright, so it's now been quite some time later, and we were able to pick up the electrolyzer, which is tucked right up in the corner there. However, I did also go ahead and craft the fluid extractor. We needed the fluid extractor for molten redstone to craft all of the vacuum tubes we're going to need. The vacuum tubes are used in the circuit's 2-to-1 ratio. However, doing it with molten redstone saves a little bit of copper wire, and I think overall this is less redstone than if you were to use the red alloy bolt it otherwise costs. So yeah, looking at the next quest after the electrolyzer, we need gallium and arsenic dust. The gallium for the time being can only come from sphalerite ore. So I think we had around a stack of sphalerite. I left that overnight in the macerator to double it, and then put that through the forge hammer to give us impure piles. The impure piles of sphalerite we then centrifuge down into sphalerite dust. And this is where the electrolyzer comes in. So it's 2 sphalerite dust for a 25% chance at tiny piles of gallium. Oh, and we even got another one out of that one. That was quite lucky. So I know there is better or more efficient ways to process down sphalerite, mainly in the form of this thermal centrifuge, but this takes 2 amps of LV power, and that's something we don't really have right now, so I think we're just going to brute force it, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'm just going to clear out the rest of the sulfur vein we found in the nether. It looks like we don't have that much left to clear though. I think we've already got most of the sphalerite out of this thing, so I may have to go find another one. And there seems to be a lot of lava around here. But yeah, all of these grey ores here is the sphalerite. And after that, the other thing you may have noticed we need is arsenic dust. Both of those have to then go through a mixer to give us the gallium arsenide dust. So we'll have to also craft up the mixer. Yeah, this is a big rabbit hole to jump down, but we're going to need it anyway, right? We need to make these MV circuits. So to get arsenic dust, we have to be between 15 and 85 in the nether. And this only comes from small piles of real gar. So this is similar to the silver in that we have to rely on the small piles. And I have a feeling I'm going to be in this nether for hours gathering this stuff. Oh, you know what? It looks like we hit the double sulfur vein here. Pretty much right next to it is another full sulfur vein this way. So I'm pretty happy I found that, actually. Look at this guy back here. You see those mobs? They have it out for me in here. Look at this guy. Nope, nope. Don't explode. No, 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 no. You don't belong in there. So I picked up another 43 sphalerite ore. This is going to take about a year to process. So I think this is a good point to wrap up the episode. I don't have my soft mallet on me. Where did I put that thing? Yeah, we are also out of steel. We have a little bit left in our brick blast furnaces. Here is the soft mallet. So yeah, once all this is macerating, I think I'm going to go take another little trip back to the nether. Out of the sphalerite we've processed, we currently have 12 tiny piles of gallium. And there's a little bit left to go. But yeah, we're definitely going to need more, but to get the diodes we need. And I was having another look at the multi-block here, the bronze boiler. I don't think there's anything else that's going to give us trouble. It just is a lot of materials to get this up and running. But once we do, we're going to have a lot of steam to work with, which we can convert into power or use as steam. I think pretty soon here we're going to be doing some base building and development. So I'm really looking forward to getting this area developed a lot more. I've been doing some building in creative while I was waiting on some machines actually, and I have some really, really cool ideas for this place. I can't wait to get it all built, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and it takes time to do that stuff. So yeah. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the boiler today, but this is a much bigger project than I first anticipated. We did, however, get quite a lot of the LV machines here. I mean, remember, these things are not cheap at all. But yeah, we are getting there. We are getting there. I'm having a lot of fun in this pack. Like really, I think I'm having more fun in this pack than any other I might have played in the channel, which I really did not expect for the early game of New Horizons, but yeah, this is awesome, and we've got plenty more to go, so yeah. That is going to do it for today. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all soon for some more Gregtech New Horizons.